How's it going, everybody? It's Greg. Happy New Year. It's January 1st. It is like 9 o'clock in the morning, or 9, like 5 after 9, something like that. Just thought I'm going to do a real quick review of the room, and then I'm going to actually start up a tank, and I'll put up a second video of that. As we all know, if you, this is one of my 10-gallon tanks. This is my heavily planted one. Um, there is nothing in here except for snails at the moment. I put two small plecos in here when I moved them out of my pleco tank, and they have both disappeared. I don't know what's happened to them. I found no bodies. I've looked behind on the ground behind everything. I pulled out the bottom drawer and was able to get back and see back there that there's nothing underneath. Checked the filter, looked back behind, looked on even the canes or the containers here, but wasn't able to find these two guys. So they're lost. So right now this has nothing in it. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this one this year. I'm thinking of moving it over here to have it join these three and moving one of these out. This tank, I put the other four bristlenose in there. All the albinos died off. I don't know why. From what I could tell, they weren't aggressive enough for their food. The dark one that I put in here, which was the largest of them all, is still in here. He's doing fine. He usually hangs around over here. I'm hoping he'll make that a cave for himself. That's a Squidward's house decoration just turned on its side. Besides that, everything else in here is doing pretty good. I'm still working on getting some of the duckweed out of here. It keeps on coming back. If anyone could help me with a plant ID, I know this isn't a great shot of it. Let's see if I can get some little more light on here. I found this floating around. I don't know where it came from. I have another chunk of it that's sitting back there, and then there's a lot of it that's floating up here. These are the roots of it hanging down. I don't know if that's hornwort or not. So if anyone happens to know, if they could put that in the comments, I would really appreciate that. My puffer, or the tank from Don Pedro Reservoir, dirt and rocks and a couple little plants that I found. I've added cardinal plant into it. I added a couple pond snails since I did see them in the water there when I was down there. I added a cardinal plant there. I even added some dwarf pennywort right over there. I put in some dwarf hairgrass just to see what will take off and what won't. So far nothing really much has been happening. I've got a couple little algae things right there that are on the ground, like little algae balls. But that's about it with that tank, really. The puffers, all 5 of them in there, all still doing fine. I am working on getting these 2 tanks ready. I'm planning on doing like an aqua bridge right here in the front to cover over all 3 to let the puffers space themselves out and choose where they want to be. I'm just kind of hesitant about the shrimp tank because I don't want to lose what few shrimp I do have, so I'm thinking maybe of pulling that tank out of there and putting that tank into there. So, but I'm not sure yet. But that's basically all that's going on with these. I've been basically using this tank over here. I've been putting manzanita in it and letting that darken up the water, and then when it clears back up, I move it over to another tank that has fish in it. 2 snail tanks. This one in front is doing pretty well. This one in back, I can't really see into it all that much. That's about all I can see, and pond snails are kind of hard to see sometimes. But my betas are doing good. This tank is doing pretty cool. I've moved a bunch of the plants into little pots with some dirt into the bottom of them. My creeping Jenny I pulled out of the 30 acrylic just for the fact that it was starting to melt off really bad. As you can see, I've lost most of it. I've got these 3 little strands right here in front. There was another 2, but those melted off even when I moved them over into this container without moving them from the water. I put some dwarf pennywort into here, my buddy's 110 is sealed up, and we're going to start getting that going. Hoping to be able to give him a bunch of this so that he'll have some landscaping stuff to use. My hydro, I've got 2 or 3 little ones in here, and I got 1 into the shrimp tank. I can see one of my new residents, tiger barbs. Anyone know what that is? It looks like a tiger barb. Came with the tiger barbs. Doesn't quite act like a tiger barb. Different shape than a tiger barb. Maybe it's just a little bit older of a tiger barb, but it has no orange on it. It has a different shape kind of to the body. Their stripes are in the wrong spots. There is one going through the eye just a little bit, but not all the way through. So don't know if this is just a morph of a tiger barb or what. But I'm going back up to the pet store today to get a few more. I got a green tiger barb because one of the ones I was going to get had a cyst in the tail, and so they gave me a green for the same price as the regulars, which is just $1 difference. But I'm going up today to get 4 or 5 more greens so that I have a total of, I think it'll be 15 tiger barbs in here. I'm also going to be getting, I'm still working on getting the betas out. As you can see, there's quite a few less in here. And I'm working on getting the white clouds out as well. Probably not all of them. This is where the white clouds that I've taken out have gone. This tank is basically become my river tank. Here in a few minutes I'm actually going to start rescaping it a bit. I went down to Don Pedro while it was still low, and I got me a bunch of rocks. A nice big one here. I got some nice big ones on the bottom. What I'm going to do basically is I'm going to slide all this stuff over except for that big rock, and put the larger rocks down on the bottom, and then put the smaller ones of these ones around those ones. And then I even have can't really see it, but I got a bunch of small rocks all the way down to like sandy dirt, really small rocks. So I'm going to fill this up with water before I do it, so that I boiled all these yesterday. So I'm gonna fill these with some regular tap water and treat it, and that way when I reach in and pull it out, I can kind of rub them with my hands and try to get even more of the dirt that might not have come off, or since it was being boiled in water, as I'm pulling them out, I'm sure dirt got back onto them since it was being boiled in dirty water. But I'm going to be working on that here in a little bit, and that'll be my second video. My neon and glass cats and bristlenose and coolies are doing good. I still got all 5 glass cats. I believe I still have all 9 neons. Sometimes they're hard to see. I was actually able to see one of my coolies come out yesterday. It was sitting back in that corner, nice big fat, looked like a female, but I'm not sure. Hard to tell unless you got a couple there that you can look at. My bristlenose, I only ever see one. So I'm kind of getting to the point that I want to get in here and rescape this a little bit, and that'll almost kind of just be so I can see what I have in there, because the coolies and the bristlenose both like to hide, so I'd like to kind of be able to see how many coolies I have left out of, I think it was the 5 that I put, or 6 I put in there, and I think 2 died that I know of, and I don't know if the other ones are still in there. But you know, with fish that hide like that are nocturnal, it's sometimes hard to keep track of how many you have. I was really hoping that they'll eventually breed. But that's basically all that's going on. My betas are doing good. I'm going to be pulling out some more, putting them there. Still got all these here. Really need to get rid of them, but I'm pretty much settled into the fact that I'm going to be stuck with all these betas, which I don't mind. I like them. There's some really gorgeous fish. There's some that are plain Janes, but they're great little fish. I like them even if I can't get rid of them. I'm more than willing to keep them. They're all over a year old now, so they're basically past the time when another breeder would want them. But that's basically what's going on. And I'm going to start doing this here in just a couple minutes, and then here in about an hour and a half I'm going to go up to the pet store, get me a few more green tiger barbs. And if anyone happens to know what this is, I mean, these are the tiger barbs that were with it. Those look regular. That was regular. Oh, a little beta fight back there. But all the tiger barbs I got looked regular. I didn't really notice them until I got home, but I'm hoping he's some sort of imposter species, but I've been looking for tiger barb imposters, fish that look like tiger barbs and stuff like that. And the only thing I can find is 5-banded barb, which this does not look like. But we're coming up on 10 minutes here, and this is just my beginning of the year review. I hope you all have a good year. Can't wait to see what you guys got planned for this next year and to see where you guys take it. I hope you guys like my videos and keep following me as well. You guys have a good day. Happy New Year.